If you're a small business owner trying to get your website to rank higher so you can get more customers, you need to watch this video. That's my business ranking in the map pack for Bend Web Design. And if we scroll down a little bit, I'm about 9th or 10th in the organic results. Now the key that a lot of people skip in introductory videos is talking about the difficulty of the keywords. This keyword wasn't exactly easy to get on the first page for, let alone the map pack. It took time, hustle, grind, backlinks, the whole shebang, just to get up to 9th. But here's the problem. SEO Bend, Oregon is another keyword with the same search volume, but an easier keyword difficulty. And I want to rank for that. But currently, I rank, let's see here. Oh, there we are. 32nd or so. So we're going to change that. In this video, I'm going to show you how I'm going to get my site to rank higher. And I don't know, because this is in real time whether or not it's going to work, but I want you to see how an SEO expert, if you will, tries to rank their own site so you can steal my tactics and use it on your own site. In case we haven't met before, my name is Sam Sarson. I'm the owner of Then Can Designs, a lean and mean SEO and web design firm in Bend, Oregon, and I'm trying to help small business owners that serve local customers get more TLC, that's traffic, leads, and clients people. And the best way I think to do that right now in 2024 is through local SEO. This video is part of a multi-part series where I'm going to break down my process step by step. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about how I do keyword research. I'm going to show you my plan of attack. If you're looking for more of the basics for keyword research, my next more well-produced video is going to be on keyword research and how to do it. You'll see some of those tactics today, but I'll break down some more of the definitions in that video, so you're definitely going to want to check it out. And make sure you subscribe to the channel so that way you can watch the progress of this video and see if it actually works. I feel like we got a pretty good chance. So let's take a look at it. What should we be doing first? You should always start by just going to google.com and Googling the thing that you think you need to be ranking for. And by the way, if you help clients, because I know a lot of people watch these videos that help clients rank, just ask them. They probably have at least a vague idea, and then type that in. So like right now, I know it's probably SEO Bend, but I don't really know all the words, or it might be Bend SEO. For instance, for the web design, it ended up being Bend Web Design. So sometimes it flips, but let's try that out. Let's start with SEO Bend. All right. The tool I recommend using for keyword research is Semrush. You get 10 free actions a day. And so I'm going to use my personal Gmail account here. So I got the same 10 free actions that you do. And so I'm going to show you how I would do this just using the free tools. But I have switched over, not sponsored, just I show you the tools that I use, okay? All right, so what you're going to want to do is go to the very top, and so I'm going to go to projects here. Actually, it's keyword overview, and I'm going to put in the word that I'm guessing. So I think it's SEO Bend. You can put in other ones too, but let's just do SEO Bend and shoot for that. And what it's going to do is it's going to give you these results. Okay, so we have a volume of 260 and a keyword difficulty of 25%. And then down here, it's going to give you other results. So this is the key right here. You want to look at these results over here, and it's going to show you the volume and the keyword difficulty. The key, the rankability formula, is the higher the search volume, the lower the keyword difficulty, and the less competition, the better. Now, I know for a fact that I'm already coming into a competitive keyword. If you have something like a home service industry, you're going to have a lot of competition. There's really nothing you can do about that. So you just want to target the highest volume and the lowest keyword difficulty. So in this situation, SEO Bend Oregon has the highest volume and it's got the lowest KD, except for Bend SEO Experts. But I'm going to remember that later on. And so right now, what I have done is I have determined what my primary keyword is. So now let's talk a little bit about content. All right, apologies for the really janky PowerPoint presentation, but I wanted to have a couple visual aids here. And so when it comes to content, here's the 8-step strategy that I have when it comes to content. The first is strategy. So how do I make this go down? There we go. So The problem is you don't know which page you're going to rank for until you've already put this out there. Now, this is really important. I just want to take a quick moment to talk to small business owners here and say, if you don't have a website yet, I meet a lot of small business owners in this stage, you don't know what page is going to rank. It could be your homepage. It could be a service page, or it could be a local area page if you set up pages for the different locations that you serve. For instance, my web design page is the Bend version of that page. It's not my actual website design page. Kind of makes me mad. I wish it was my homepage, but it doesn't really matter because whatever Google decides, you have to roll with that. And so if we go back to my example, even though it's not ranking that well, it is still ranking like 30th, and so at least I have something to go off of. So we're going to use this page as our example, and you can see I already tried to do some finessing by calling it Local SEO Bend, Oregon, but we're going to need to do some more work. Let's talk about it. So we got our strategy figured out. We're going to try to rank that service page. Now we got to check on the technical SEO. Is the page set up okay? And there's a tool I really like to use for this, so I'm just going to show it to you really fast. So it's called Ahrefs Site Audit Tool. So Ahrefs has all these tools. Right now we're talking about the Site Audit Tool. It's completely free if you can verify domain ownership. And so that's just a text record or something like that. And right now, if we go through like the last crawl, which I'm already in, so you go to all issues, and then you'll kind of see, it's always good to clean up the red things. And so my page doesn't really have that many. We're already at 98%. I can just tell you right now, that's pretty good. You know, it's always better to be 100, but you know, I've seen people come to me in the single digits, and a couple tiny tweaks got them up to 100 before. And so my site's pretty big, and so I'm not worried about a couple percentage points, especially as sites get bigger. And so I'm feeling pretty good about that. So I feel like technically speaking, our site is good. So we're going to give a little check mark there. We're going to move on to the next slide. Now, this is probably the most important and the most controversial slide of them all, on-page SEO. This is what we're going to probably optimize for first, and we're actually going to do that today, and then we're going to kind of work on the content later because I have a lot of stuff I need to change on this page actually anyway. And so this is part of the reason why I'm doing this, because I want to encourage myself to spice the page up and really update it to match my services that are actually available nowadays. So when it comes to keyword stuffing, because it's definitely a thing, where do we stuff them? And so I've scoured the internet and I've looked at all the talking heads out there. You know, I'm talking Neil Patel, Mr. Gotch, Ryan Howard, you know, all the SEO experts out there in the world. And I looked at old stuff, I looked at new stuff. And this is the best list I could come up with from the newer things, you know, Semrush, Ahrefs, all sorts of videos. I've been really watching a lot of stuff. Where do we put the keywords in 2024? Well, first and foremost, if you can put it in the URL, that's great. And that's like the slug. Now, don't overdo it. They're even saying on the domain name, don't even do it. Google's saying that on some really recent stuff. The SEO title tag seems to be the most important. And so you want to make sure it's in the SEO title tag. So we'll see if maybe we can change that a little bit. Next up is the H1 tag. It's still good to put it in there. It's also good to put it in the first 100 words. Now, if you use something like Yoast, it'll tell you that the first word should be the keyword, and apparently it doesn't need to be that strict. Somewhere in about that first paragraph, that first 100 words, and then the last sentence, it's really good to put it there as well. That can be kind of hard for a service page, which is probably what we're talking about if we're looking at commercial intent. But think about it. You can say, you know, do you want to work with one of the best SEO companies in Bend, Oregon? Well, work with Can Design. Something like that. I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but I'm going to figure it out on the last sentence. And things that are also important to recognize is that the meta description is not about keyword stuffing. It's about encouraging click-through rate. So it's that little thing that pops up in case this is a brand new phrase for you. So this, the blue, is the SEO title, right? And then the stuff below it is the meta description, okay? And so the meta description is totally about trying to get the user to click, all right? It has nothing to do with, I don't need to put SEO in there. Notice it is getting highlighted though, so that is something to notice. But at the end of the day, it's not going to improve your ranking to stuff keywords in there. So you don't really need to worry about that. It also appears that Google's putting less emphasis on stuffing keywords throughout the body, although it's nice to slip it in there naturally, as well as in the subheaders. However, you should be putting your LSI keywords, the latent semantic index keywords. And if you don't know what the heck that is, you should watch the other video that I'm talking about. If you're watching this brand new, it's not out, so make sure you subscribe so you can see that video when it comes out. It's going to be a little cleaner, a little tighter than this video, and I'll go over all the basics. And so this is a little more advanced. This is when you're ready to roll the sleeves up and dig in, okay? So get those LSI keywords, which basically are just related keywords, right, in the same cluster. And so I'll look for some of those and put those throughout the copy. Next up is design. Here's the thing. You have 2 seconds to make a first impression. People are going to get to your site, and they're going to decide whether or not they think your site's any good. If it's not good, they're going to bounce. And so that's what I'm talking about. We want the site to look clean. We want it to look professional. It needs to be mobile friendly. And so there's definitely some aspects that I need to work on my site. So I'm just throwing that out there right now. I'm not going to focus so much on this today, but it is something I'm going to work on over time. I'm going to be making some pretty subtle but big changes on this page and kind of bleeding it over onto my other service pages, just to make the site a little cleaner on the design side. I did a big branding shift towards the latter half of the year, and I want to make some subtle changes in the early half of this year. And so we're going to start on this page and let it bleed over to the other ones. Speaking of the user, it's so important to make sure that you're helping out with user experience, because those behavioral signals are starting to matter more and more. And so we want to make sure that what is on the page matches the user's search intent. This is a commercial keyword that I'm trying to rank for, and if you're a small business owner, those should be the first keywords you're targeting as well. So are they seeing the service that they expected to see? Are they getting the answers to the questions they had as they walked onto the page? You want to make sure also that your EEAT, your experience, your expertise, your authoritativeness, and your trust are being exuded, okay? It's so important in 2024 with all the AI-generated content out there that is front and center. And you want to make sure that if you are using something like ChatGPT or Bard or Jasper or whatever, throughout the process of creating this content, that you go back through and give it that human touch, because I feel like as time goes on, if it's not optimized for natural language processing, which basically means it sounds like a human said it, then it's probably going to get downranked over time. So that's just kind of being forward thinking. Last but not least, just for conversion's sake, we want to make sure that the CTA is clear, and we want to be able to have a way to capture cold leads. And so that's something I need to work on. I don't have that on this page right now, so that's something I'll be thinking about in a future video as I'm optimizing this page. When it comes to the on-page structure, I think when it comes to commercial, you should follow the StoryBrand landing page framework. I actually have a really old video where I covered this, and so I'll put a link to that in the description. It's not the cleanest video. There's no backdrop or anything, but I totally hit all the points, so definitely check that out. And I'll talk about informational pages in a future video, but here's a quick little outline here. And if you think you can figure out what GTFP stands for, leave it in the comments below, because I want to hear your guess. But I promise you I'll cover this in a future video where I talk about informational intent keywords, which is super important as an advanced SEO strategy. And so we'll get to that later. Don't worry. Let's, again, start at the bottom of sales funnel, work our way up. Backlinks are still super important in 2024. I'm not going to cover this so much in this video, but I'm probably going to talk about backlinks later on. And so I'll circle back to this slide and show it again, or I'll just talk about it. But just know that there are free links to be had no matter what your niche is. And there are some cheap links that you can also get, especially if you're involved in your community. So we want to get as many of those as possible, so that way we have sites pointing back to us to help boost up our domain authority. Okay, that's still important in 2024. And the last step is you want to submit to Google Search Console. Now, if you're a small business owner and you've never even used Google Search Console before, then you got to figure it out. Okay, Google Search Console is so important. So let's just take a quick look at that in case you've never seen it before. So here it is. I just searched for Google Search Console. Normally I just type in search.google and it figures it out. But if you've never been there before, you're going to want to Google search for it the first time. So click on here and then click Start Now. And then you'll see all your results. It's great because you can actually keep track of your search results. And so I love like popping into this and like checking out the yearly view. It's really cool because you can see, your SEO efforts paying off, starting out and having, single digit impressions to growing over time, and then starting to kind of see a dip actually recently. You see that little dip that was happening, but now we're putting some more efforts in there, and I'm hoping to see a big boost here. Now, the big thing that I want you to see is if you look right here, sitemaps, You click there, and that's where you add your sitemap. So if you don't know how to get to your sitemap, usually it's your domain /sitemap.xml. And if that doesn't work, just do a quick Google search or ask ChatGPT, like, where is my sitemap for Squarespace or this page builder on WordPress, whatever it is, right, that you use. You want to make sure you do that. And then if you make any changes to pages, which is what we're going to do today, you want to try to find the page right here and then submit it. And so you got to type in like the whole domain, so it's kind of cumbersome. So I usually just copy and paste it. Or like start right here. So it's gonna, I think it's called local, there it is, local SEO Bend, Oregon. So I'm just gonna show you really quick. This is the process, and we'll do this again later. You get on here, and if you just go into it blind and hit request indexing, it'll test the live URL first, and then it'll request indexing. But I usually like to hit test your live URL. That takes about 2 minutes, and then you can request indexing, okay? But we're gonna do that at the very last step. So let's try to hit some low-hanging fruit options, and let's try to get this sucker to rank a little bit higher just by doing a couple changes today, and then we'll dig in a little bit more and really optimize the page and make it even better for users, and hopefully get me some more SEO business. You know what I'm saying? Let's get into it. All right, so the first thing you should do is do a little bit of competitor research, and so we still have a couple free actions left to Semrush, so let's steal some keywords, shall we? So let's get in here. So we got 3 at the top. I see i7, Conifer, Oregon Web Solutions, and Integress. I don't even know, like, some of these, like Farewell, that's a real company. I know the owner, great guy. You know, that's real. I'm pretty sure Oregon Web Solutions is real. I feel like i7 is real, but like I don't even know who these other people are. But this happens, right? This happens in every town, and so I know a lot of web designers watch this channel, and they're trying to expand into SEO services, and we are going to face this struggle where there's digital marketing agencies just set up SEO pages in the town. But if you're actually local to that area, I think it's just a great opportunity to kind of wedge your way in there. So let's see if we can make some headway here. So again, let's look back. So I got these 4. I'm going to paste them into Semrush. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. All right, so I'm just on that keyword gap tool right now, and I'm just going through and I'm putting all the pages in. All right, there we go. And so you'll notice I've actually put the actual landing pages, and so that should really narrow down the search to just the SEO related keywords. Again, same thing you're going to want to do for your niche. You know, if you are a landscaper and you're trying to rank maybe higher for one of your secondary services as like landscape supply store, if you have a landing page for that, and so do your competitors, you're going to want to make sure you're picking those landing pages. So let's see how we're doing here. Now, I should say that actually, if you're on the free plan, it's only going to give you for root domains, but that's okay, that's fine. So let's see how we're doing here. So it looks like it actually did knock it down to for SEO. So all it's going to give us on the free plan are these top 10 keywords here. Yeah, so it looks like we have 16 shared, but look at this. So you can see all the green, right, for the competitors, and then sure enough, way the heck down there. The problem is I put all my energy for ranking for web design, not for SEO. And so now it's time to flip the script. So let's do that. So let's look at some of these things. We got SEO Bend, Oregon. That's the top one, right? We're looking, so right now we're sorted by volume. If you can see that, we're sorted by volume. All the KDs green, so I'm really not worried about that. But if we had KDs that were over 30, I might filter those out, especially over 50 when you're first getting started. It's not even worth it. And so let's see here. We got pretty much those are all the same. Search engine optimization, might be good to spell it out in a couple places. SEO agency, SEO services, SEO marketing. So I'm seeing search marketing. And then you can also go to Untapped. It's not gonna let me do that on the free plan. But on the paid one, you can go in there and you can actually see the words that they rank for that you don't. But that's kind of a more advanced strategy. Right now, like, we're just starting. We have a page that's ranking, but it's not doing well. But we're within the realm of being able to rank, and so this is how we're going to put our efforts behind. We got to look at these top ones, and we got to work, because right, like, freaking 27th, right? That's not going to work. People don't scroll down that far. You know, it's like, it feels nice. You're like, oh, I'm 21st, and when I was 100th, doesn't matter. We got to get higher. So let's do it. So let's start here. We're going to start right here with the URL, and so we're going to do something crazy here. We're going to change the URL of the page. And I know what you're thinking. Don't do that. That's bad, right? Well, let's set up a redirect. Like, it's not bad if we set up a redirect, so let's do it. I'm going to do that last because I want to do the other changes first, because I'm going to let Google know that we did this, and then it'll take a couple days to click on. And that's why I'll wait before I do the rest of this stuff, because Google's not even going to see the page for a couple days before it indexes. Sometimes it happens overnight, so I'm going to check on it tomorrow. We'll see what happens. But anyway, so last step, set up a new URL, set up the redirect, submit to Google Search Console, right? So we're building our to-do list. But now let's get started with the big stuff, the SEO title tag and the meta description, just because we'll be in the same place. All right, so here we are. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change this, SEO Bend, Oregon. And then I use SEO Press, so I gotta get out of the way so you can see it. A lot of people out there use Yoast. It's very similar. It's gonna look very similar to Yoast here once you see it up here. And so right now I say ongoing local SEO services in Bend, Oregon. So what I'm gonna change this to is, right now I'm trying to figure out if that's too on the nose. Right now I wrote SEO Bend, Oregon. I definitely want that. And then I wrote local SEO company in Bend, Oregon. But the thing, I'm kind of duplicating myself, so that's not very good. I'm trying to say that I'm an actual local company in town. Let's take a look at the competitors. All right, so we have SEO Bend, Oregon. That makes sense. Bend SEO Experts, SEO Consulting in Bend, Oregon. Bend SEO Trustman, blah, 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 blah. Best SEO Services in Bend, Oregon. Website SEO in Bend, Oregon, SEO Bend, Oregon. So they just hit it on the nose. Okay, let's play around with it a little bit here. I'm liking this idea. I always love seeing what the top one does. I like this one. Okay. I know that there is volume behind SEO Company Bend, Oregon, and so I'm going to leave it like this. So SEO Bend, Oregon, so we're hitting it on the nose exactly, and then we're saying a local SEO company in Bend, Oregon. And so hopefully that works. Let's just take a look at our meta description here. So again, this is trying to entice people to click on the page. And so, is an SEO strategy what they want? No, we know what people want. All right, I played around with that for like 5 minutes. So I wrote, don't know how to get your small business to rank higher on Google? Don't worry, local SEO is our specialty. Not your specialty, our specialty. Free marketing review available now. Yeah, okay, so that's pretty good. So I'm gonna hit save, and that will update those things. So let's go back to our slide. All right, so we've taken care of the title tag and we made the meta description a little bit more clickable. So now we want to work on the H1 tag, the first 100 words and the last sentence, and then we'll kind of look throughout and see if there's some places we could put the keywords for now. Again, I plan to completely restructure the page entirely, but for now, we would just want to make some movement, all right? And so I try to stress this to my clients all the time, like, hey, your current site might suck, but if you're already ranking, like, let's work with it, and then let's get a little steam behind that, and then let's keep going, all right? So let's get into it. All right, so here we are in the Divi page builder. I love to take advantage of eyebrow copy, so that's what this is right here. So that's actually my H1, and so I'm gonna try to hop in here, and we're gonna change that to just say, let's just change that to SEO Bend, Oregon, and then we'll say something like, all right, so I put local back in there because I've seen it. So I did that. So I'm losing my mouse. There we go. So local SEO Bend, Oregon, search marketing from an SEO agency actually located in Bend. Boom. That's a lot of keyword stuff in there, but it's still kind of natural. Kind of rolls off the tongue. It's not too bad. Organically boost your local reach. I don't know if that's the best thing to say here. I think I wanted to be a little soft. Like, I didn't want to say, like, I promise you'll get to number one, because anybody promises you can rank number one is lying to you. They don't know the algorithm. But if you follow best practices, generally speaking, you are going to see results. So let me think about this for a second. It's a little on the nose. Rank higher, get more customers. That's the way it works. And then on the next line I wrote, trust a Bend SEO company that uses a mix of best practices and AI to get your results, which is true. I use AI whenever I can. So yeah, there we go. So how do I win the SEO game? Why is SEO so damn hard? Okay, I'm just kind of going through the copy here. I'm going to totally change this. The thing is, I need to put more results on here. And so that's really the big thing that I'm focusing on. So I'm just kind of scrolling through here. So I suppose the bottom of the page is this Google Business Profile tune-up, which is completely free, and that is true. That is true. You got to reach out to me. There's no catch, but you do have to qualify for a Google Business Profile, and it's better if you have it set up. But anyway, the last little part here is this form. So I guess that's actually built into the form. So I'm going to change the word of that because I think that Google would pick that up. So I'm going to try to change that to actually say bend. So I'm going to go over to Gravity Forms. You don't need to see that, but I'm going to change that really quickly. So let's get out of here. I decided to leave it. It says SEO. Okay, so I'm not in love with the page. There's a lot of things I want to change. I want to actually add packages on here. I want to put pricing on the page. I want to be more transparent. I know that this, doesn't really help. I feel like, well, also people aren't getting the page, so who knows? But yeah, let's make this better. Yeah, I'm going to change one more thing. I almost cut out web design, but yeah, I just flipped things around. So Bend, Oregon-based SEO and web design agency that specializes in helping small businesses and solopreneurs get more TLC, traffic, leads, and clients. Let's do this. That is kind of my slogan, so I wanted to put that in there. Still, but just kind of tighten that up. I also dropped out side hustlers because I feel like we're moving up in this world, and so doesn't mean I don't want to help out the side hustlers out there, but I got to make sure you guys are serious about this. And so I have found some serious side hustlers, and it's been really fun working with them. Actually, really enjoy that still. So, but we don't need to put that on the website. They'll find me. So okay, so we're gonna exit the visual builder, and now let's get ready to set up our the permalink change and make sure we do it right. So how do we do that? Over here, you're gonna have the URL. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy that, and then I'm just going to take off local. And now it's gonna get mad at me. Once I hit update, it's gonna be like, whoa, you shouldn't have done that. It's okay. We're gonna set up a redirect here in a second. So updating, taking longer than normal. Okay, it was updated. So now I'm gonna jump back out to the pages, and usually SEO Press is cool about telling you that there's been a redirect set up, but it didn't this time. And so I need to actually go to here, and down here they actually have a redirections section. If you don't have a premium SEO plugin, then you're going to want to just use the redirections plugin. It's the little one with the mushrooms on it. Let me see if I can find it real fast. That one, way up there with the mushrooms, redirection. That's the one. We like that one. That's the one I use when I'm using Yoast on a site, the free version. All right, so I hit add redirection, and so it's entering the old URL without the domain name, so you can just put the end part, and then I'll get my head out of the way here, and we're going to redirect to SEO Bend, Oregon, and you'll see the actual page will pop up here. And so sometimes I'll click on that just to make it easier, but I already know what it is. I guess I screwed that up. There we go. Okay, so it's seeing it, so I know that's right. And we're gonna hit enable redirection, and this is a 301 error, which means it moved permanently. And so I'll definitely put up some more stuff on some more advanced local SEO tactics where we talk more about what redirects mean and all that stuff, and whether or not 400 errors are bad and all that stuff. But let's publish that redirect, and now it should let me do a test up here. So we'll click on that, and it should pull up our page. Now with the Permalink SEO Bend, Oregon, boom, that's up there on the top. See that? All right, so now we've done that. So let's go back over to our result here, and where was it? Right here. Let's find our page. Whoops, that's not it. Where is it? All right, so I just searched for it, and see it still has the local SEO Bend, Oregon page. But if I click on it, it's going to redirect to, wait for it, SEO Bend, Oregon. All right, so it's working, it's live. We still have a marketing review. Loaf's still in the corner. Go Loaf. Loaf's chilling on the bed right now. I wish I could show him. He's friggin' adorable. He's passed out like this right now. He's just chilling. Anyway, I have to keep looking at him because he's friggin' adorable. But anyway, what are we going to do? Okay, now we got to tell Google about this. All right, so this is the part you were waiting for. Google Search Console. Let's get into it. We're almost at 30 minutes. I'm trying to cut this out. Let's go. Okay, so what I recommend doing here is going straight to the finished product and kind of letting Google figure out that the redirect happened, okay? And so I'm going to type in this. Whoops, I didn't want to do that. And that's what I wanted to do. If you press down, it lets you pick up where you left off. So that's SEO Bend, Oregon, and there's a trailing slash with WordPress. That'll come up. It's going to say it's not available. So I'm going to do test live URL. This takes about 2 minutes, so stand by. And it's going to say that the URL is available. And so we're going to request indexing right here. And it's pretty fast. And you get like 12 a day. So if you're doing like a whole site, you kind of got to break it up over a couple days. And then let's check on that local page again. And let's see what it says when we do a live search. So it looks like it's seeing the canonical right here, right? And so let's actually set that manually. So I'm going to request indexing knowing that it's not going to happen this second. And I'm going to go back to the page here and I'll go to edit page. And then I'm going to have to hop out of the way so we can get in the SEO press and go to advanced and go to advanced. And here's how you would say if you don't want to index. And then there's the default. I like to actually put it in manually. So let's do that. So HPS : then can designs. You're so liable to mess this up. Just copy and paste it. I went through it. I went to the other window and copied and pasted it. All right, so that's done. So we'll back out and we're good. So now we just wait for Google Search Console or Google to index it, and then we'll kind of see updates and then we'll report back. And so I'm going to actually make sure that I go in and set up position tracking for SEO Bend, Oregon. And, it's kind of hard to do that in the free version. I think you might get one project in Semrush. Let's just real quick. I know I'm going over 30 minutes, so I'm sorry about that. So I'm trying to import this list. It won't let me export on the paid version. And so one thing you can kind of do is, copy it, bring it over to ChatGPT and say, give me just the keywords. And then, damn it, ChatGPT, I hate when you do this nowadays. I literally wrote, give me just the keywords. Hey, there we go. Isn't that fun? I love AI. Not 1,000% sure you can do this in the free plan, but I don't have my website on my free plan. But you go to position tracking here, you click on your project, and then you go to add keywords, and then you just put a list right here. ChatGPT put some extra lines there, so we'll take that out and we'll click add keywords, and let's just see what happens here. And you can kind of see the little swirlies over here. It's pulling in all the data right now. And I don't need to bore you with the rest of that. So now I'm position tracking, so that way I'll be able to report back to you with the results we got from today, which is January 28th-ish. It's the 27th legally here, but it's the 28th wherever Semrush is checking. That is probably accurate. And so I'll report back and kind of show the results. But like we said, we saw is around 28th-ish when we were looking earlier. So yeah. So to sum it up, if you are a small business owner, or let's say you work with small businesses, right, to help them rank higher, it's so key to show up as high as you can in the Google search results. And there's a lot of talking heads out there on the internet with or without green screens behind them. And here's the thing. At the end of the day, SEO right now is a mix of best practices and staying ahead of the curve, right? Like we didn't even talk about SGE, which is Google's new AI search, at all. I'm just talking about organic search results, which I think will help boost up my local map pack, which has been shown to be intimately tied to SGE, Search Generative Experience. So I just want to leave that plug at the end. So again, this has kind of been a little off the cuff. Actually, this is kind of outside of my normal realm of content that I'm creating this year, but I'll kind of get back to the regularly scheduled program. But this is an ongoing series. I'm going to come back. I'm not done with that page, and I want to really talk about everything I'm doing on that page and why I'm doing it, and I hope it can reflect back to your niche, whatever it is. If you're a small business owner, if you're a web designer, I hope you see what I'm doing, trying to do it intentionally to hopefully see the results of rising the ranks. I'll just tell you this, 2 of my last 3 clients were found through that Bend web design keyword, and that told me, when I saw that volume for SEO Bend, Oregon, I said, can't let those clients fall through the cracks anymore, especially with the results I've been seeing. And so again, if you want to learn a little bit more about keyword research, if this was just a little bit over your head, I recommend you check out my keyword research video, which is coming out very, very soon once this video drops. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that. And then we got more local SEO videos coming out. And be sure, link in the description, yoursmallbizseosuccess.com. Let's check it out real quick while we're here. It's so easy. first name, email, you're signed up. It's that easy, and you get some weird stuff about robots and how to set up custom GPTs. And so if you're a ChatGPT fan, you get a couple free gifts. I got an email list. People are giving me good feedback on the list. They said they're liking it, and so I got a new one dropping tomorrow, and so I'll be sure to let them know about this video first, because I'm not even publishing this anywhere else. This is kind of like for the ride or dies, as I like to say. So anyway, stay tuned. Another video will follow where we'll dig deeper into the content and talk about some other SEO strategies that I can use to try to bump up. But I'm really curious to see what happens with just these tiny tweaks, all right? So let's see. And again, you can use these same strategies, and if you need help with them, drop it in the comments below. Let me know. What are you struggling with? How can I help you? Because that's what my YouTube channel is about, is just trying to be helpful. But really, sign up for your small business SEO success, because it's such a good way to just stay up to date and kind of have that direct line with me. So yeah, again, if you found this video useful, make sure you like it, because that helps it get bumped up. And I'll catch you in the next one. Until next time.